So he is up and I'm gonna go feed him real quick. So I don't know what time I'll be able to finish this video. Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mbali, but I go by Glowwies. Hey, yay, yay. Anyway, here on YouTube, and if it's your first time seeing my pretty little face for the very first time, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well as the post notification bell, as well so that you are notified every time I put up a new video. To all my ride or dies and everybody else that's new to my channel, hello, how y'all doing? How's COVID-19 treating you? Level 3 vibes, but we're hitting the streets like there's no COVID. Not me, other people, but like, you know, it's happening like that in the country. Anyway, in today's video I'm going to be getting ready. It's a chit chat get ready with me postpartum. So I tell you guys about my recovery in terms of after giving birth and where I am right now, while creating this cute little simple everyday look, which is so beautiful. It's simple, it's quick, and it's easy. And that's my son in the background on his dad crying, so you'll see when the shift happened and all of that. But go ahead and enjoy the video if you want to see more. So we're gonna get started. It's gonna be like a very basic look, nothing too serious because I have so much to talk about in terms of my postpartum and everything that I went through and stuff like that. So I have a list on my phone that I'm going to talk to you guys about. So first and foremost, like, I just want to say, for me, right, I wanted to have legit like a natural birth. That was my aim. That was, sorry, I'm going to be having tea. It's cold, but also it's my nursing tea. So I just got to keep my milk supply going. Having a baby. So I wanted it so badly to the point where I did not even have a a C-section plan, a C-section idea. Didn't even do research on C-section in terms of recovery and everything else that happens like that, right? So fine, the first thing for me was the epidural. Now, for numbing and stuff and everything. Obviously it's for numbing molly. I'm trying to put a foundation on me so I can mix it. So that was the first thing, was basically the epidural. And like I said before in my birth story, for me it wore out very quickly. It wore off very quickly, like within at most I can say 30 minutes, and that was fine. I don't feel the effects of it now. A lot of people say that even my mom, because my mom had a C-section with my little brother, that she has back pain, but it usually comes back in your 40s, you know. So I don't know how you detect that the epidural is the cause, but that's what she said, and I'll take her word for it and stuff. But for now, I don't feel any effects of it. I don't have any back issues. I don't feel cold on my back as much and everything else like that. So I figure I recovered from that easily. And the other thing that I can say is that I can tell why people would opt to have my neck is still offish, guys, so that's gonna be a thing for our lives for a bit. I can understand why people have elective C-section, because honestly the pain of it is non-existent, to the degree that even my scar is not that visible. So it's like I technically haven't felt the effects of it as of yet. I'm still just fine. Then comes the bleeding, right? I thought, and genuinely I really thought this, I thought that if you do C-section you won't bleed, because I didn't understand where the bleeding comes from and everything else like that. So I thought like I wasn't gonna bleed because the person did not necessarily like walk out of me, for lack of a better word. or roll out of me or slide out of me or anything else like that. So I thought and I assumed that I wouldn't bleed. But honey, do I tell you, the first day when they came to clean, right? I was chilling on the bed, I was fine. I didn't experience anything. I was just fine. So for me, it was like, okay, I'm still not bleeding. That's perfectly fine. And then she came and lifted, and oh my gosh, when she took out whatever was there that was holding the bleeding, I was like, yo, I didn't know that's how much blood that was coming out of me. I really did not know. It was so much blood, to the point where I even asked, like, am I okay? Like, and she was like, no, it's normal. You are gonna bleed for a while even. And I was like, for a while? But I didn't want to go into it further. I was just like, okay, let's rock and roll. I guess the same plan as with the natural birth. I'm so light, but I'm gonna blend it out, don't worry. I'm just trying to leave it here for a little bit. So I was like, okay. Then it was a good thing I picked pads and everything. Because I packed my hospital bag as though I was having a natural birth, you know. So I was like, okay, that's good. At least, you know, I am somewhat prepared and everything else like that. I'm just gonna leave it before I blend it so it warms up to my skin. Then for me, the bleeding took, like, the first 3 days was heavy. I was on not diapers per se. I was on pads, but the big maternity pads ones, and I was on that for 3 days. And then it started slowing down a great deal, and then it became like a normal period, like people's normal period, because I've never had like a heavy flow or like a normal flow. My flow has always been little. I was one of those people where even though I didn't do it, I could wear a pad for the whole day, one pad for the whole day, change it at night, and I'd still be fine. So I was bleeding, but after a couple of days it became normal, and that was it was like that for a while, actually, for a long time. And I was just like, ugh, you know, because honestly, the other thing that I'm not excited about is going back to periods. I just can't even be bothered with such. I can't. So yeah, so that happened. Found it. So it took about exactly, I stopped officially bleeding exactly 7 weeks postpartum. Yeah, that's when I stopped bleeding. And you first go through having like your the blood turning a little bit pinky, and it's just a little bit pinky for a long period of time after, like, it feels like a normal period. Yeah, so it happens for a while, and then yeah, after 7 weeks it was done. No, actually it was 6 weeks, because I got it in exactly at 6 weeks. So at 6 weeks my periods, like, the bleeding stopped completely, and that was the part of the bleeding. It wasn't that bad, you know. Honestly, my bleeding was not that bad, to the point where I wore a panty liner at some stage, where it was just like spotting, you know. It was just like spotting, and I was just fine with that. I was like, okay, that's fine, we can roll with that. It ain't bad. Let me put you guys properly. Like, that's fine, that ain't bad. I'm in the kitchen because I can hear my son easier here, and I can just peep in while he tries to rock himself back to sleep, you know. So that was the bleeding. Now comes the belly, right? Remember, I looked like I was carrying triplets. That's how big I looked, Well, for me, that's how I felt. I felt like I looked like I was carrying triplets. So, in terms of the belly, ne? By the time I walked out, I looked like a normal pregnant person's 9 months pregnancy. So all the bad bitches that you see on social media and how they looked when they were 9 months, that was me walking out after giving birth. I was like, wow. And apparently with C-section, it takes a while for your belly to go down. And the disadvantage of a C-section as well is that I couldn't bind my belly until I got the okay. In terms, for me, it was like until I felt like my scar was healed, then I would bind my belly. So I walked around with like looking pregnant, even though I was carrying my human outside of me. But I still walked around like I was pregnant, and it was fine at that point because also COVID-19 helped. I wouldn't be going anywhere. I didn't feel the need to rush the process of healing and everything. I just wanted to make sure that I was fine. The other thing is that you have to remember that it took your body 8 months to create this whole human being. So 9 months. So you need to give it enough time to heal. You know, sometimes we're so quick to want to like heal and you know, be these badass bitches and snap back, but quite frankly, it's not in my cards, and I'm okay with that. Right now, my belly has gone down, and that's okay. That's fine. I'm good. It's slowly getting down, but it's not where I needed to go. So in terms of also leaving the hospital, what they do is that the nurses will show you how to clean your wound. For me, the first day, they changed the, I don't know what it's called, that covers the wound, and then they tell you like, okay, you can keep it on for 2 days, then you just take it off, and then you'll start washing your wound and taking care of it and making sure that it heals, that it gets air, because once it gets air, it heals quicker. So they showed me that, and when I got home, my mom's cousin, who is my aunt, call her my aunt, Mandandu, is a OBGYN. So she was like, for her patients, she says, wash the wound with salt, boiled salt water after it cools and everything else, and then you can apply surgical spirit on it so that it heals. So that's what I ended up doing. And also when you leave the hospital, they give you what you want to call it, this injection. I can't remember what it's called. Even people, I saw that if you watch Daisy Perkins what you want to call it, fertility journey, they give you that injection to inject yourself so that your blood doesn't clot. So I had to do that for 4 days. Inject myself, making sure that I don't clot up. I did it as well because, you know, you got to do it. So we did that. And that was basically the whole process of like my wound and taking care of my wound and stuff like that. I know I'm rambling, but I'm hoping that you're getting something out of it as well, you know. Yeah, so then comes my weight, right? Let me see, did I handle everything? Oh yeah, in terms of the pain post giving birth, right, post the surgery, I didn't feel any pain because I was constantly on meds at the hospital. I never felt like I had a scar or anything. I've never felt, even now, like, okay, I did feel it a couple of times there where I could feel, okay, there's a scar, and if I press it, was a bit sensitive. But in general, it was just like fine, you know. That's why I say I can see why people opt for elective C-section. And also the other thing in terms of going number 2, because a lot of people are concerned about going number 2, I did not struggle. They did give me like a laxative to help the first time I had to go poo, because before you leave the hospital they have to make sure that you get your first stool and everything. So I did that and that was fine. I pooped. I really did not feel too dramatic about it. It just I pooped. Yeah, it wasn't anything dramatic. Like most people, yeah, they experience like a lot and they struggle. But for me, it wasn't a struggle. It was very easy actually. Just gonna bronze up a bit so I can give my face a bit of color. And because I don't necessarily contour like with a sharp line anymore, because this is just a natural look. It doesn't look natural now, but it's actually just a natural look. What else? Yeah, so the pain, you go poo poo, I went poo poo, I didn't feel anything. It was just fine. And then when you get home, they give you meds, of course, they prescribe you with meds, with painkillers, and you keep it moving, you keep it shifting, you know, which I did. The pain, honestly, like, if I didn't want to experience childbirth naturally, I would honestly say that for my next baby, I would have an elective C-section again, which is a possibility for me because of my blood pressure, but it's not really proven that, sorry, once you have preeclampsia that it will show up in all your pregnancies, you know, but yeah, we never know. We'll see how everything goes. And it's still gonna be a while before I even think about, like, not a while, like 2 years before I have another. Yeah. So let me check my notes real quick. I'm just trying to, like, you see, it's just a bit messed up here. I'm just trying to bring it all together like this. Yeah, much better. And then just blend it out so it doesn't have like the sharpness to it. Much better. I've been loving my base makeup, the way that I do it recently. It's just so natural and so pretty. Like, look at it, it's just so pretty. So yeah, we're gonna highlight now after this. Let me unlock my phone, it's locked. Bleeding ended up in 6 weeks. Okay, let's talk about the other thing that has remained even, and I thought it would go down. When I went into my pregnancy, I was wearing a size 5 to 6, and now I'm officially a size 7. Like, literally my foot size is size 7. All my shoes don't fit except for these like really chunky sneakers that I have that feel like they have orthopedic like stuff underneath. That's all that can fit me right now. So I have to start another shoe collection, which I'm not like all girls. Like, my love is not shoes, my love is handbags. So it's something I have to like redo again, but that's fine. We shall get into that. Yeah, so that remains. My foot size is 7. I haven't seen that it will go down or heard that it does go down and go back to its normal size. So we shall see about that. I don't know. We shall see about that. So now, the big thing for me in terms of how my body was going to change in pregnancy was the weight loss, was the weight and the stretch marks. Okay. So in terms of stretch marks, I have a lot of stretch marks on my belly. I have a lot of stretch marks on my thighs. I have like on my inner thighs as well. I got stretch marks a whole lot, and currently they're still there, but I haven't done anything to treat them. All that would happen is that sometimes like my boobs would leak, and I would rub the milk on my belly, and that helped a lot because I don't know if it was that, but it lightened my stretch marks a great deal. But they're still there, and I haven't done anything to fix that because I'm allowing my body to go through a natural process of healing. That's what I'm doing. I'm allowing it to go through a natural process of healing. And that's how our base look. We're looking cute, we're looking simple, we're looking very natural. Yeah, then move over to weight loss, right? I gained a lot of water weight. My starting point during my pregnancy, I was at 62, right? I got to a point where I was 94.4 kgs. That's how big I'd gotten the last time I went and got, maybe borderline was probably even a 97, I'm not sure. So what happened was, I'm not sure, but in the first week, it was most probably on day 4 or day 5, I was like, we're gonna take the colors that I used to bronze and just tap them and blend them onto my eyelid. So I don't know what day exactly it was, but that night I was sleeping with my mom and Genesis, right? Because I went home. I promise you, I was peeing so much that day. And normally, because of pregnancy, I did drink a lot of water, but it was excessive. Like, to tell you the truth, I was peeing every 30 minutes. And I just kept on peeing that night, kept on peeing that night. And then the next morning, my mom was like, whoa, you look smaller. And when I looked, I really looked smaller. Like, I was so shocked. I thought like water weight takes a while to go down and it's a gradual thing and everything. But for me, it sort of kind of happened immediately. Like, not immediately, but like in one day. I was just peeing. And then when I came out, I was skinny. I kept a bit of the weight on my ankles, a bit of the water on my ankles. But now, if you look at my ankles now, it's like I took a black and a brown just to deepen my crease a bit. If you look at my ankles now, it's like it took all of my water from there and drained it. Like, I'm this small. I'm like borderline my grandmother. And my grandmother was very, very small. Like, sure, guys, I look bad. Like, my feet look bad. But I haven't weighed myself, and I'm not going to weigh myself anytime soon. I haven't done anything to work. I haven't worked out. I've started binding my belly, but I haven't worked out. I haven't done any of those things. I'm still very much chilling and just waiting on, I don't know, I'm just trying to let my body go through the process of like recovery on its own and naturally, you know. And I know it's not advisable. Most people are like, you better get into it now and just, but I'm just enjoying my child. I don't want to be consumed with wanting to look perfect and snap back, and I'm not bonding with my little man because I love my little man. He's my favorite person in the world. You know, so that's what the look is like. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna go put on eyeliner and mascara. I won't put on lashes because I'm not going anywhere. Quite frankly, I've already ran my errands for the day. I just wanted to film this video and look like a human being while doing it. I'll be back. My little man is sort of kind of waking up, so I'm gonna go check on him, and then hopefully I'll be back once he's settled, or his dad is back, or whatever. I don't know. So he is up, and I'm gonna go feed him real quick. So I don't know what time I'll be able to finish the video, but yeah, that's what I'm gonna do now. Yeah, he's very calm. He got his third injection today. If you count the at birth ones, he got it today, and he's a trooper. He's such a trooper. He didn't cry. So yeah, I'll finish you guys when I'm done here. So I don't know where I finished off, but I have eyeliner on and mascara on, and you'll hear Miguel in the background crying. He's with his dad right now, which is fine. I'm gonna put on a lip, and it's going to just be, I'm gonna use a lip pencil that's hot chocolate from Essence, and then a lip gloss from Essence as well, which is this one. And then
I saw you WhatsApp that you're gonna have it. That's good.
And then yeah, so in terms of like recovery, I'm yeah, I'm somewhat getting there. My body's taking its time, and I'm allowing it because, you know, at the end of the day, I will heal eventually and I'll be back to myself. I really don't know where we left off, but that's okay. Now I'm gonna put on the lip gloss. So yeah, that's the end of the video. If you noticed, my chalk changed because somebody gave me a little bit of like spit up everywhere. That's fine. This looks like a bit more put together as well. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed a little bit of the postpartum. I don't know where everything went, and sorry if I rambled a bit. These things happen. My mind is everywhere. Don't forget to also subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Share it with people. Maybe you'll learn something. Maybe you'll encourage somebody not to be too hard on themselves when they're getting through pregnancy and everything else like that. We're gonna start a vlog series on my channel and other things, but for now I don't know if this is the last pregnancy related video or not, but we'll see. Maybe I'll do like a breastfeeding type video because I am quite like, oh my god, yeah, my human is like, would you finish? So yeah, any hot and here's a who. Don't forget that makeup is not key to your beauty's medic glitter. Bye.